Hi, and welcome to the Free Thinkers Podcast. I'm your host, Mateo, and today we have Ashley Elizondo talking about the Peace Corps. All right, Ashley, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Now, what is the Peace Corps?
All right. Well, basically, the Peace Corps is it is a program solely run on the United States government, and it has three main goals. First, to help people that are interested in assisting their country, trained young men and women, and then help promote a better understanding of America to the people that are serving, and then also to promote a better understanding of America to the people that the Peace Corps helps.
Okay, now how do you feel that the Peace Corps fulfills its goals?
Well, I think the Peace Corps fulfills its goals very well, especially because of how dynamic it is. Um, so basically, what it tries to do is get you to volunteer in a space and program that they feel like you'd be best fit in by your education. So let's say you've gone to college, you have your bachelor's degree in agriculture education, and you want to join the Peace Corps. They're not going to put you in volunteering as a maybe something like an engineer. They're gonna
Yeah.
put you somewhere where you can help a community with their resources, with their agriculture. So I think they do a pretty good job of that.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but last semester I did a website for Miss Ramos on the
Yeah.
on the Peace Corps, and I tried to put in everything that I possibly could on it. So I had to do like a little bit of research, and
Mhm.
I I saw that the Peace Corps had 235,000 members volunteering in like over
Mhm.
141 countries.
Mhm.
And in a survey that their website did, it showed that people who uh, the volunteers who had interacted with the people in the native countries, that their understanding for American culture grew on an average of 25% after their work. So I agree. They are pretty good at fulfilling their goal.
Yeah. Definitely with the immersion into a different culture, especially being a foreigner,
Yeah.
it's very hard to like gain the trust and respect from the people around you. So yeah, I think the Peace Corps does a good job in introducing the people and helping them be well acquainted with the place they're at.
Let's say you want to be a volunteer in the Peace Corps. What would be the process of doing that?
Well, first, the process, like a requirement that you're gonna need is to have your have your degree. Well, at least have your bachelor's or have 2 years experience in whatever field you want to end up working in.
Mhm.
But the process would probably be to first go to the website and pick out the job from a current openings they have that would best like fit your skill set,
Yeah.
and then fill out an active Peace Corps volunteer application on their website. It takes about an hour to complete, and you have to have a healthy history, and you have to understand your individual medical needs because they do provide you with medical when you're at another country. And after that, you probably will get filtered through, and you'll end up having a video conference, especially now.
Yeah.
You'll end up having a video conference. And hopefully at that point, you are selected to serve, and they will send you like an invitation that you must accept. And then 2 months prior to service, you'll complete the online document like required to departure. And that's when they'll end up sending you like your travel tickets and probably list of things you're going to need in the country, things to not take, stuff like that.
So I think you already answered this, but just to make sure, you wouldn't be able to be a volunteer before going to college, right?
Um, no, probably not. They do sometimes make exceptions for people that have 2 years work experience,
Hmm.
but it's pretty rare. They want you to be an educated young person that is just ready to share all of your knowledge and experiences with other people.
Now, let's say the Peace Corps isn't for you. Are there any other organizations that someone can consider that are like the Peace Corps, where you go and volunteer in underdeveloped countries?
Yes. One of the ones that I found the most interesting was AgriCorps, and AgriCorps is much like the Peace Corps, but instead of a like a fuller sentence, but it's only 2 years that you go and travel somewhere, and it's mainly focused on agriculture. So you're going to countries. Uh, Two that I can name off the top of my head would be Liberia and Ghana, and you're going and you're meeting the community and you're staying with them and you're becoming a teacher, but you're becoming a 4-H teacher or an FFA teacher for the countries. And you're basically helping the little schools that are there and also trying to help the community. One of my favorite things about this program would probably be that I know someone that volunteered. He's a teacher at our school, Mr. Romo, and his experience, he described it as just amazing, and it shaped his entire life. And he joined. He went to Guana. He came back, got his master's degree. They paid for him to get his master's degree so he could return to Liberia and work another 2 years, but this time not just as a volunteer but also a leader. And they respected him very much over there. He brought a nursery for a cocoa plant that helped the community so much financially, and they made him a sub chief. So he said his experience was amazing.
Now, going back to Peace Corps, let's say that you really loved your time over there for the 2 years and you found your calling there and you want to do
Mhm.
something with the Peace Corps for basically your entire life. Are there any
Mhm.
careers in the Peace Corps that people could pursue?
Yeah. One of the careers I would probably say the most, I wouldn't say easy to get, but more obtainable would
Mhm.
probably be once you go to the Peace Corps, if you don't want to go back to another country, you could end up working for them and going to different colleges. They'll
Yeah.
hire you on to go to different colleges throughout the United States and try to promote the Peace Corps. Just try to get like younger people to be more aware of it, to join, create research projects and surveys and stuff like that. Someone might want to do that, but if you do want to go back to a different country, you'll probably go back, but you won't be just a volunteer. You'll end up being a service leader or yeah, but you would be identified as someone who is working for the government if you do that. You're not just a volunteer anymore.
Yeah. Now, going to the history of the Peace Corps, it was obviously created by the government since it's government funded. It was
Mhm.
signed, or it was created by John F. Kennedy
Mhm.
around the Cold War,
Yeah.
and one of the main reasons was to spread um, democracy and try to kill off communism, the spread of communism. Now, that's a pretty political history for a volunteer group like the Peace Corps. Do you feel that that political history maybe overshadows the impact that it's making right now?
Well, I feel like when a lot of people join the Peace Corps, they don't really know about the political history that's behind it, and certainly the people that they're going to and they're helping probably don't know about it either. I don't think you should let the beginning judge the outcome. So no, I don't necessarily think it overshadows it.
Now, how do you think past volunteers have reflected on their experiences in the Peace Corps?
From what I've seen, especially on videos that these volunteers create, like personal videos, they've had a very positive experience going to the Peace Corps, and interest like very interesting that when they come back, they don't really feel that huge shift in their life. It was a very easy transition for them to go and then to come back. They really got to appreciate different cultures, and they said it was a great learning experience, especially for people that were just out of college and didn't want to start working right away. They didn't want to start working, they wanted to go and do something meaningful and fulfilling. So, yeah.
Now, I actually wrote this next question earlier before today. like
Mhm.
around March 10th. And it was,
Okay.
do you think the increasing worries of a global pandemic will hurt the progress being made by the organization? Now, I know we couldn't
Oh,
have known how bad
yeah.
it would be now, but now with COVID-19, do you think it's going to affect the format of Peace Corps in the future?
Um, yes, I do. Well,
Mhm.
it is a pandemic, and the Peace Corps is basically you traveling to a different country and helping. And it's not just about people helping with medical supplies or just helping um, by being like first responders and stuff like that. It's also people helping with agriculture, education. And now that, I mean, we can't exactly travel places, I would say that it's it's going to be very hard to get it back up again, especially after that like long halt in
Yeah.
progress that it takes years to build.
Mhm. Now, the goal of the Peace Corps, one of its main goals, obviously, is to help these underdeveloped countries become self-dependent on themselves. Now, with a goal like that, sort of like a superhero,
Mhm.
they or like police officers and any sort of uh, body that is meant to help others, they have an end goal of not being needed. So, like the
Mhm.
Peace Corps, they want to make all these underdeveloped countries be self-dependent and have that ability to thrive on their own, which
Mhm.
means that if they fulfill their goal, they're not going to be needed anymore. Do you think that the Peace Corps is effective in decreasing the need for them?
Um, well, to be perfectly honest, I always feel like there's going to be someone who needs help,
Mhm.
and there's never really end game to helping countries develop even more and be more successful. I don't think we should just stop when the country is stable. I think we should always stop when they are able to help others. So they've done a really good job of helping countries become more financially independent, and the youth and development programs that they've started, and well, the community economic developments that they've also started. I think that's a good base for what they need to do. I
Mhm.
guess I hope that in the end, no one needs the help because that would mean everyone's okay. But I always feel like there will be someone who needs help, and the
Yeah,
Peace Corps will always be there to help them.
I agree that there's always going to be a need for them in some way
Hmm.
possible. Not We still have a lot of underdeveloped countries. Like I said, they're focused on 141 right now, and there's still
Hmm.
other countries that may need their help in the future. It's sort of like the police department. Their goal is to not have any more crime and not be needed anymore. But they're
Yeah, but
still
that's never
always
really
going to
gonna
be needed.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
agree that they're very good at helping those countries get closer and closer to self dependence.
yeah.
Now, how do you feel your research has helped you and others?
Well, actually, my research wasn't just based on the Peace Corps, it was based on the benefits of joining the Peace Corps straight out of college.
Hmm.
So this was more directed at college students, talking about the financial benefits of joining the Peace Corps, the money stipend you get after you finish your service, the travel and safety, the health you're provided for free, and the ability to build your resume. So I think this is very helpful for people that don't exactly know what they want to do after college, because I know a lot of people they rush through school because I mean school is hard and it's
Yeah,
expensive and you want to get through it, but they don't want to start working right away. And I think the Peace Corps is such a great option for them. But a lot of people aren't aware enough about it and its benefits and how it can help you forgive loans that you get in college. So I think that's very helpful to them and to me because I'm very interested in the Peace Corps.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for talking to me and talking to the audience about the Peace Corps and what it does.
Okay, well, thank you for having me.